Harris mistrusted in PA, Keystone State. Energy workers say nobody believes what she's saying, and rightfully so. She flip flopped on everything. The only reason why she's so called, she says she's for fracking, is because she knows she needs Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a battleground state. She knows that if she loses Pennsylvania, it's donezo for her. So she's pandering. She's lying. Actually, we know that because her and Biden, the ones that got rid of the Keystone pipeline and all these other things that show us that they hate American energy. While at the same time, now all of a sudden she's saying, "Oh well, I'm for fracking. I believe in this energy stuff." All of a sudden now, come on, no one believes it. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what some Pennsylvanians has to say about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me on those platforms as well. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Red State, from Ward Clark. And they report that this just in, Kamala Harris can't be trusted. we already knew that, right? Okay, this isn't anything new. Her positions change with every new fall breeze. She has no principle, only expediency, and will say whatever a particular audience wants her to hear. That's what I said. It depends on her audience. This has become apparent to much of the electorate, including according to a new report on Friday on Pennsylvania energy workers. They said, quote, policy flip-flops have put Vice President Kamala Harris in a hot seat in the key battleground state of Pennsylvania, with energy workers telling Fox News that, quote, nobody believes her change of heart on fracking. Of course not. I mean, she helped write the Green New Deal, which is anti-energy, anti-fracking, anti-energy. She said, it says, quote, I believe she's out there saying whatever she can to make people try to swing her way so that she can try to get the presidency. Chad Zeborn, Pennsylvania-based technical field trainer, told Fox and Friends co-host Lawrence Jones during a segment that aired on Thursday. Sorry, y'all, struggle reading today. Jones paid a visit to Deep Well Services in the Keystone State to hear where fracking country believes she truly stands. Fracking is indeed at the heart of the discussion. Kamala Harris has flip-flopped on this issue like a gaffed tuna. Quote, the sentiment around the whole region is nobody believes that she will not ban fracking. Deep Well Services Senior Vice President John Sabo told Jones during the visit. Mark Marmo, CEO of Deep Well Services, bluntly said, quote, I don't believe anybody in the Biden administration. This is certainly a fair assessment. The Harris-Biden administration, let's be honest, befuddled old Joe hasn't been in charge of anything for quite some time now, has been as hostile to the energy sector more than any presidential administration since, well, Barack Obama. The Keystone State's energy workers are perfectly justified in mistrusting Kamala Harris. Why would you trust anything that she says? But energy industry workers have chimed in on Fox Business Live coverage. I didn't know we had a video here, so let me get my headphones ready, and I'll play this clip here. Here we go.
All right, let's talk politics. The Vice President, Kamala Harris, insists she won't ban fracking today, despite claiming otherwise back in 2019.
So yesterday I went to the swing state of Pennsylvania, to the town of Zelienople, to speak with worried energy workers who say they don't trust Harris and her flip-flops on fracking. Watch.
So you're part of the fracking process.
So we're on the completion side. We'll fracture the well, and then following the frac, we'll come in and drill out those plugs, and then we'll run the production tubing to be able to bring the oil or gas online.
With this current
It's a lot of work. It's tough work bringing energy out of the ground, bringing that gas out of the ground for us to have electricity, for us to not be dependent on other countries. And yet, our government treated as though our current government is treating it as though we don't need this energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
Administration, how's it impacting the energy business and your business specifically?
I think right out of the gate, the shockwave with the Keystone XL, was a big hit to the industry.
What was life like 4 years ago under Donald Trump?
The regulation everywhere was a heck of a lot less. It's much easier to work under a Trump administration than this administration by far.
Is it fair to say that the more regulations you guys have to endure, the higher the prices are probably going to be when people go to the pump?
No doubt about that.
Why should America?
And that's why, and that's one of Donald Trump's key policy positions is to get rid of the regulations. He wants to deregulate so that prices like oil, prices on things like gas and oil will go down. It's a smart move. They're trying to regulate us so much that they can't get any work done. They can't create anything new. That's why it's taking them forever to build things like electric stations for your vehicles. That's why they only built 8 of them. That's why when it comes to infrastructure like internet, they spent $42 billion supposed to go to bringing internet to rural countries, and they haven't. It's been 2 years, and they haven't added not one customer yet because of these regulations and stuff that the left is pushing. They're regulating us into oblivion.
Americans care about your company and what your employees do.
I would tell you the greatest thing about this industry, plain and simple, is you can be an 18-year-old kid. You don't have to go to college. Year one, you're going to make $60,000 to $70,000.
To come into the energy industry, to be able to provide for their family, to be able to change the trajectory of their family and be the one that was able to do that. I think that's really important, and that's something that it gets overshadowed.
But let's talk with the guys that do this job every single day. So how did you start doing this job?
I broke out in 2017. Turns out the oil field was the perfect fit for me.
You made a good living too.
Yes. It's a primary source of income for my family.
So how long you been doing this?
I've been doing it for about 3 years. I've been in the oil field.
But it's a good living for your family.
Of course, yes, sir. Of course.
Kamala Harris, who's the vice president, was once against fracking.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
She now says she's for fracking.
I will not ban fracking.
Do you believe her?
No, I believe she's out there saying whatever she can to make people, try to swing her way so that she can try to get the presidency.
The sentiment around this whole region is nobody believes that.
I don't believe anybody in that administration.
What do you believe happens if she becomes the president?
You're going to have even more regulation. You're going to have people that banks aren't going to want to invest. You're going to see people move out of the areas where the drilling and gas is.
So why should everyday Americans care about what you do and what frackers do, even if they're not a part of the industry?
I would say a lot of us guys out here, this is the way we feed our families and the way we take care of our lives, really.
So there's not a whole lot in the world right now that doesn't rely on petroleum. Okay, everything that we're wearing, our glasses, plastics, that's aside from trucking and fuel and all those other things that everybody thinks about on the general scheme. But there's tens of thousands of us, probably more than that we will all be standing in the bread line because if you shut the oil field down, then like all my eggs are in this basket. And lots of guys, all our eggs are in the oil field.
Tell us about the impact domestically and those jobs shifting elsewhere, other countries.
You're choking the industry and you're choking that economy that way and not allowing that to happen. You have to look elsewhere to be able to work. You have to look at going overseas, going South America, going over to the Middle East to do that work. So now you have people that want to be here. They want to work here. We have the ability to be energy independent and do it here, to be a superpower in the world from an energy perspective. And when you have the regulation that is hamstringing us from being able to do that, it's really going to hurt all of us.
Facts. Powerful. So here's why this matters. Neither presidential ticket, if current polling trends are maintained, can win November's election without Pennsylvania. That's what I was alluding to earlier. The path to 270 electoral college votes is nearly impossible for Trump-Vance without Pennsylvania, while for Harris-Walz, it is merely a lot more difficult. On election night, once Pennsylvania is called, we'll have about a 95% certainty as to who will be sitting at the Resolute desk in 2025. And that's going to be harder without the votes of Pennsylvania's energy workers. Whether that sector is enough to outweigh the deep blue pit of Pennsylvania remains to be seen. But we do know this. A look at the Real Clear Politics averages for the Pennsylvania presidential vote has Kamala Harris holding a narrow 1-point lead within the margin of error for most polls. But the last couple of polls you will note have Trump starting to take the lead back. Cross your fingers. I say pray. You don't need to cross your fingers. Pray. And if you're in Pennsylvania, vote. Vote as though your livelihood depends on it, because it very well might. I'm not saying it very well might. I'm saying, it does depend on it. Everyone's livelihood depend on it. Y'all know how I feel about this. If we get another 4 years of this tyrannical government, of this leftist, of this Marxism, this communism that they're pushing, if Kamala Harris gets in, the most leftist senator ever, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for our country. It's a wrap for our way of living. They will turn America into a third world country. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.